Pass me another marshmallow.
That's your 15th one. Are you sure?
Of course I am. We're camping, right? We're supposed to eat marshmallows.
Come on, guys, let's tell a story. That's the best part of camping.
Great idea. How about we play one of those games where one of us starts the story, then another one continues it, and then the next one adds to that part.
That sounds like so much fun. Right, Mac?
Yeah.
Great. What story should we do?
What about a horror story? Those ones are the best ones to tell in the middle of the woods.
Yes.
No. Don't you guys want to be able to sleep tonight?
I mean, I guess.
No.
How about a suspense thriller?
Or a fairy tale.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a great one. I have a great idea.
Tell us, Laura.
Okay. Once upon a time, let me guess, there was a princess living in a tower guarded by a dragon, awaiting her true love, Prince Charming. What do you think I am, a cliche factory?
Kinda, yeah. So if it's not enough about that, then what is it about?
Well, it's about a chipmunk who turns into a prince while he's running away from a dragon towards a beautiful princess. But thanks for forcing me to spoil it.
Just start the story already.
Okay. So where was I?
Once upon a time.
Oh, right. Once upon a time, there was a smart little chipmunk named Chip.
Chip the Chipmunk? Seriously?
Fine, okay, his name was, Chris.
That's a little better.
Can we just let her get back to her story?
Fine. Go on. Start the fairy tale.
So, there once was a chipmunk named Chris.
Chris was a smart chipmunk. In fact, he had just graduated from the prestigious tree school where all the smart squirrels and birds went. Every summer, he went on trips to explore the woods outside of his family's tree. One summer, he found out a terrible secret about his father. His father would leave their tree home at night to be with the squirrels. This upset Chris very much. After that, he was determined to leave his father and the betrayal for good. He remembered all the times he went exploring and decided to run nearly 400 miles to the south across the border of the forest to find somewhere to escape the negative feelings he had. After days of travel, little Chris found a cave full of shiny gold. He picked one up to see what it was and transformed into a prince.
Wait, now the chipmunk is a prince?
Yeah, weren't you listening?
Can we just get on with the story now?
That's what I'm trying to do, okay? But there was a dragon guarding the treasure, and he chased the now Prince Chris away. And with his new form, Chris decided to change his name to Prince Allen. Allen could cover a lot more distance now that he wasn't a chipmunk, so he decided to adventure throughout the land to enrich himself philosophically and spiritually. In these travels, he found himself often acting reckless, without thinking through his actions. He once came across an old town where a witch was selling beautiful horses. On an impulse, he decided to buy one so he could ride it through the land. However, Allen had no money and could not afford to buy it, so the witch gave him a funny look, turned around, and walked away. As she was walking away, Allen saw a beautiful castle in the distance. He knew then and there he would not rest until he made it there. On his way, he ran into a mysterious crow, who warned him of the grave dangers that lied ahead in and on the road to the castle of Princess Alaska. He responded with extreme confidence, "I won't run into anything I can't deal with on my own." And with that proclamation, he continued the journey. Okay, someone else's turn. My voice is getting tired.
Okay, I'll go.
Allen walked and walked until he finally reached his destination. There, without really knowing what he was doing, he went up to the castle and demanded to see Princess Alaska. And despite the warnings of the villagers who lived around the castle, he got the princess's attention. She came down from her tower and proclaimed to him, "You are rash, untutored in the ways of being royalty, and incautious to the point of foolhardiness. But I suppose that you are daring enough that I will accept you." And just like that, he and the princess were together. With ambitions high, it was not long later that they were married. It wasn't until after they were wed that Alaska learned of Alan's real name and true origins as a chipmunk. It was there and then that the princess began showing her true, vicious nature.
And how is she going to show her true nature?
Yeah, okay, I can take a hint. She's going to show her true nature by
Poisoning him. That's right. Any food he ate came with some sort of side of poisoned potatoes. Be them mashed, baked, roasted, or French fried, she poisoned them. You see, Chris was not aware of the fact that humans required much more food intake than chipmunks did to stay alive, and so he would eat as he did when he was in chipmunk form. This ultimately led to him losing so much weight and facing starvation. And the poison now Queen Alaska used was especially potent in the bodies of people like Chris, who were nearly starving to death. Of course, Alaska wouldn't tell the man she was trying to kill that he should eat more, and thus rendering her poison ineffective, but rather she sat idly by and let it happen. In fact, leading Chris to believe that she followed a similar unbalanced and low-calorie diet that he had, but would misdirect him by eating only potatoes, non-poison obviously, in front of him. This led Chris to believe that his starvation was a result of not eating the potatoes, the thing humans need to survive. Of course, Chris hadn't consumed much of any potatoes at first, as he didn't quite like the taste, because he wouldn't have lasted 113 days if he did. So he ate and ate the potatoes until one day he collapsed. At one point, it was just a matter of time before he faced his demise. It was then he truly felt he discovered what it meant to live, not only as a chipmunk, but as a human. So he bid farewell to his beloved wife, unaware of his actions, and died a happy man.
the end, I guess.
What? No, really. What about Alaska? The people under her command obviously knew it was her that poisoned Chris, right? And they did something about it, right?
That's just it, though. What could they do? The primary reason for his demise was his inexperience with Princess Alaska herself. The people knew and warned him, but still he went through with committing himself to her because he chose not to think through the logic that the people tried to instill in him in the first place. Yeah, he died because of gaps in his thinking when it came to the threats and constant attempts at his life.
Okay, deep, but now I'm sad. Ugh. Fairy tales are supposed to be uplifting, not downers.
Well, sometimes life is a big old downer.
Thanks, man.
Okay, well that was fun. Remind me to never go camping with you depressing storytellers ever again.